Hello, once again, another session finito. One down, one to go for this week. Today is Tuesday. As you are well aware, I am competing this weekend. If you didn't know, well now you know. I'm competing this weekend, Saturday morning. So bit of a rejig to my schedule. In terms of training, usually I train Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays and Sundays. This week I'm only going to train twice, and because I'm training Saturday, which is the first of the 2 days, ooh, bumpy, I am going to train today, Tuesday, and tomorrow, Wednesday, and that will give me all day Thursday and all day Friday to relaxado in Portuguese, or relax. Let the taper do its thing. A couple of speed bumps coming, so be prepared for that, baby. I got you. But overall, we're feeling quite fresh. I'm happy with how last week went, last week's heavies. I finished with a 660 kg total 2 weeks out, which is only 2.5 kilos off my best ever total. So that's a sign of things to come, I think. And given the fact that I'm not weight cutting this week, I'm not having to gut cut, I'm not having to water load, I'm not having to water cut, I'm not gonna have to jump into a sauna for 4 10-minute bouts like I have done in previous competitions. It is fairly straightforward between now and the day. All I have to do is really show up, and just make sure I stay on top of my food. So it's a pleasant contrast to what I am used to for competition week. Pedestrians going by. It's raining. I don't want them getting wet, because I don't like getting wet when I'm walking, and I hate when cars don't let you out. So yeah, rush hour traffic, trying to get home. It is 10 to 9. I'll be back at the desk for 9, well, probably 9:05 by the time I make my cup of tea and get stuck into a day of check-ins. So yeah, it's overall things are going well. What are we? We are the 9th of December. All the clients are doing great. I'm going to be checking in with them all today and tomorrow, seeing how things have been going. But we have planned Christmas well in advance, so they should be they're all in safe hands. They all should be fairly comfortable, know the sus of what's to come, especially, let's say, the fat loss clients. Christmas isn't particularly a time to be focused on fat loss, so all of them are bumped up to maintenance calories basically, so we're a lot more relaxed, being able to cruise through these next couple of weeks, whilst at the same time not undoing all the hard work that we've put in up until this point. So that's just something I really emphasize with those clients, and more so focusing on the training aspects, on the training side of things, because a lot of them, say if they're teachers or if they're in corporate, they're going to have a lot of time off, so they will have more time to prioritize their training over the Christmas. So they have more time than ever, which is great, obviously, because that's probably people's number one restriction, or any bit of resistance is usually time constraints when it comes to trying to get in shape. So because you are free of a lot of that time when you would have been in the school or in the office, now you have time to go to the gym later on in the late morning or in the afternoon when you didn't have that chance before. So yeah, that's what I kind of emphasize with them clients.
A few moments later.
Of course, I get cut off because I ran out of storage, but we have amended that issue. So where was I? Yes, when it comes to my fat loss clients, they're fairly sorted when it comes to Christmas time. We have a plan in place for that. We have a Christmas planner. We know what days we are making sure that we're a little bit more relaxed or untracked, and then other days where we want to still steady the ship. We don't want to go completely overboard because there's a few extra meals out over the Christmas period. And when it comes to the strength sort of clients, or the muscle building, the lean gains clients, they're more so focused on, obviously, they're going to be in the calorie surplus. They're more focused on muscle building and strength improvements. But it's very easy to fall into the trap that because I am in a muscle building phase, that I'm able to put all these extra calories to good use. Yeah, that is true to an extent, because there's a difference between going over by, say, 30 grams of protein one day versus having 10 pints of Guinness in a night and saying, oh, because I'm bulking, I can get away with this. Not particularly. You still need to steady the ship, and you still need to pull the reins in on that. And that's where I find it can be most tricky for people this time of the year, where they fall into the trap that, yeah, more calories equals more gains. That's not the case. In order to build muscle, in order to add mass to our frame, we're talking a couple of hundred calories, maybe 200-300 calories of a surplus max. So they're the clients that I do need to keep an eye on this time of the year. But besides that, all is muito bem, all is very good. And yeah, I'm going to get back home, get stuck into these check-ins once traffic clears up, and I shall see you very soon. You're probably going to see me before tomorrow. Tomorrow will be my last session before I compete on Saturday. But as I said, I'm very excited for Saturday. I feel ready, I feel full, I feel prepared, and I still have another couple of days of recovery to go. So yeah, catch you in the next one. See you very soon. I keep harping on about it, but it is true, and I want to keep harping on about it because it's not that often it happens. It's not very common that I feel so fresh during a peak. There's no niggles, touch wood, no niggles, no injuries, nothing out of the ordinary in terms of stress outside of lifting or any of that stuff. It has been solid on that end, and a lot of it I'm not going to put it all down to because I put on weight for this prep, but that definitely has a lot to do with the fact that I'm feeling so fresh. Like I mentioned in the previous video, this is my first time as an under 93, and with those benefits that come along with it, not having to cut weight, not having to water cut this week, not having to water load, not having to do any of the extremes like sit in a sauna, which I did do before my abs series prep, abs series 19 I believe. And yeah, trust me, that's just not something that's going to help you perform as best as you can on the day, especially when we're talking about a strength sport that is powerlifting. So overall, very pleased with how things have been going the last couple of weeks. Like, I was uploading those videos there last night, and this is officially week 22 of the prep. That's typically how long my preps last. I know it might sound a bit extreme, it's almost half a year, but like weeks 1 to weeks 12, I still don't even know if I'm competing at such a competition. Like, the tickets haven't even been released yet, so it kind of exaggerates the length of time that these preps are. Like, it's not as if at week 0 I'm like, right, I have a ticket for this competition, I'm going to prep for the next 22 weeks. That's just not how powerlifting, especially in Ireland, that's not how it works. You kind of, they will release tickets, say, about want to say 12 weeks out maybe at best. And then it's an early bird process. You have to volunteer. It's an incentive to get early bird access to the tickets. Think of Ticketmaster for an extremely popular concert. So the general public won't get access to those tickets until the Sunday morning, whereas early bird access is Friday morning at 9 a.m. So in order to get early bird access, you need to volunteer into the sport in some way or another. So I have had multiple early bird passes over the year, from coaching at competitions to, actually I don't even think they count as early bird incentives, but just spotting and loading, doing the top table, handing out drinks at the shop, working the shop, doing the MC, all that jazz. If you're able to volunteer in some aspect at a powerlifting competition, it incentivizes you to do so because you get access to the tickets. So yeah, that's how it kind of runs, but I digress, kind of going down a little bit of a rabbit hole there. But overall, yes, feeling good, fresh, heading back to the homeland now. So it is Thursday afternoon, have my day's work done, but I have a little bit more copywriting, a little bit more emails sort of stuff to do this evening, so I'll do that when I go home. The joys of being my own boss, I set my own hours, and usually they can drag long into the evenings, long into the night, that people don't really see. I like to keep my schedule as regimented as I can, but on days like this when I'm driving, when I'm traveling, needs must. Heading back to the homeland here now, back to Laois. It's the halfway point between here and Limerick. Ideal because I'm competing in Limerick Saturday morning. Weigh-ins are at 7 a.m, so I need to be ready. I need to be there before 7 a.m. and not miss my spot. So I will probably wake up in Laois at about a bit before 6, head down for just after 6 p.m, or 6 a.m. rather, Jesus, 12 hours late, and that should see me there on time. To be early is on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, that's unacceptable. So always remember that, kids. But yes, heading back to the homeland here now, and then that'll keep me occupied, I suppose. Hang out with Stevie, chill out. It is Christmas after all the Christmas decorations are up at home, so it'll be nice to embrace the Christmas vibes for the next day or so. Keep myself occupied with work tomorrow. Make sure I eat all my food. That's the joys of going in without having to cut weight. I get to eat a lot more food than usual, a lot of good food, stay hydrated, get a good night's sleep into me, and I will be fit as a fiddle for Saturday morning to do untold damage. So yeah, I shall see you back in Laois. Mind yourself. Safe travels, Mark. Thank you. God damn you. Look at this one now. She's like a fluff ball. Hello, Stevie. Well, are you out earning your keep, catching mice? Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. So we are one day out. We are less than 24 hours out from competing down at the December Open, and I am feeling ready. I'm feeling more than fresh because this is what I get to eat for the day. So we didn't, for whatever reason, there was no packets of oats, so I had to get the individual packs. So 3 of those should have made a bit of a mess. Comes to the bones of 107 grams. So that's going to keep me well fueled. Got my milk, cinnamon. If you don't have cinnamon, I don't like you. Gonna have 350 grams of the Skyer yogurt, honey. So we'll get about 20 grams of honey. This is the good shit, the local harvest stuff. That's going to keep me well oiled for the day. Banana for the healthy stuff. And that is pretty much going to... Oh, no, I do need to get my whey protein. Need to make sure I'm on top of that. But besides that, we are ready for tomorrow. Just comparing this prep to the last one, when I had to actually do that whey cut, when I was eating this scooter. Oh, I don't know how you bodybuilders do it, but it is not nice. But I was eating that, heavy cream, honey, and whey protein, and that was my meal. That was 2 of my 4 meals in the day. Ribeye steak, tiny bit of rice, swimming in oil. That was another meal, and that was pretty much all I was having. And then like a whey protein shake full of honey and oil, peanut butter. It wasn't great. But don't have to worry about any of that now. So I have high expectations that tomorrow I am going to perform very well. I'm ready to go. Just need to get this food into me now. I am going to go for a walk in Templemore Park after this because it is, as you can see, it is oh so sunny out. Let me get the focus on this. Focus out working great. Our fancy tree. It is Christmas time after all. But I digress. I am going to get a couple of steps in. Just want to stay active today. Just get the blood flowing. Get a walk in. Probably bring me up to about 5,000-6,000 steps. That'll do for the day then. Then it's time to put the feet up. I do have a bit more editing to do. A bit more copy work for getting myself ready for next week with work. But besides that, it will be a matter of relaxing, putting the feet up, getting a good night's sleep, and ready to get on the road nice and early for tomorrow. So I shall see you then.